and Dudettes. My name is Sonia, and welcome back to another Teenage Mutant Ninja Thursdays. And yes, you can't see me right now, but there's a good reason for that. I needed to get up close and personal today because we've got some mini mutants that must be magnified. What am I talking about? Well, I picked up these Tales of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Big Mouth Playsets. These are like a really cool thing that Playmates has been doing, which is going through their back catalog of classic TMNT toys and things like that, and finding stuff that they can repurpose or reimagine for a brand new generation of fans. And so we've got these two. So originally in like 94, 95, Playmates came out with mini mutant playsets, which were designed to cash in on the popularity of Mighty Max, which was in turn created to give boys a Polly Pocket-like toy to play with, because this was the 90s, gender binaries were absolute, and it was a worse time for everybody. Anyway, we're going to pop open these and just kind of see what Playmates has in store for us. I got both of these. I found these on clearance at my local Target for $5.49 a piece. Definitely check your local Targets if you are interested in these, if these seems like something cool you would like. I know on the app, which came up while I was researching the entire Mini Mutants line as a whole, they also came up on sale on the app, not for $5.49, for like $8.99 I think, but definitely check around. These are definitely going more clearance and more on sale. So I don't know if that means they haven't sold well, or they just need to make room for new product for the winter and Christmas season. So let's look at these right now. So we'll start with Raphael, because he is I don't have a favorite turtle of classic turtles, but I have a favorite of Mutant Mayhem, and that is Raphael. Everything just fell out of here. Because I love him. He is pro wrestling and Monster Energy and Doritos all in one hard-shelled package. So let's try to put this back together now. So one thing I love right off the bat, I love the detail. I love the stickering on here. It gives so much more depth and just really cool feel to something that was very... I mean, you know what toys looked like in the day. If you are of my age, or maybe a little bit older, you know that it was a lot of just monocolored stuff, and you would have different colors, but it was all monocolored. There was no real details like this. So we've got, this is a skate park, the sewer skate park. I love, you've got the sewer lid, you've got the boardwalk, you have cracks in the boardwalk. The detail on this is really nice. It's really nice detail. And I hope the lighting is okay. I'm doing this like I would be doing any of my magic videos, trying to use the natural lighting so we don't get a lot of glare. Yeah, so like look at all of the graffiti on this. It's not as involved. I will admit it is not as involved as the classic Mini Mutant playsets. There's a lot less working pieces to work with here. Is that supposed to connect, or is that just supposed to... I can't tell if it's supposed to connect or not. Maybe it is? Or it's just supposed to sit? I guess it's just supposed to sit. Okay, it does not connect as well to the head as some of the other stuff does. Or did, rather. But it is pretty neato. Let's pop out our mini mutants here. Because this one comes with Raphael and Michelangelo. Do they still have the same... They've got some barely articulate... Do they... Okay, they have the same old style articulation where they do have just up and down movement for the arms and legs. They move in tandem. Do we have a head? So we do not have a head swivel. Okay, these are... I don't know if these are the same molds as the OGs, but they definitely move like I remember the OGs moving. I had a few of these. Funny enough, I had the Leonardo that was like the baby turtle that transformed into like the sewer playset, and I had the Donatello that was like the basketball Donatello from like the Sewer Sports series. So we've got, you've got your little, does that even move? Yeah, it does. The wheels do move on that. So yeah, you've got your little, pull this back here. So you can do your skateboard, you can do your tricks and stuff. The other action feature of this one, it looks like it's got a drop down for the, if I can get this to work. It's a little flimsy, honestly. Maybe this is why it didn't sell well. This thing is a little bit flimsy. It doesn't have, or maybe it does. Maybe I'm just stupid. There we go. You have to bend the bandana back to get this actually to sit right. So you've got a thing here, a button to push for the sewer drop down. Okay, so it's just like a little, if he wants to do it, you can escape through into the actual like water of the sewers. It is kind of flimsy, I'll be honest. This is kind of a flimsy, it feels kind of flimsy. It looks nicer, but it feels a little more chintzy than the playsets that I'm used to as a kid. And I don't know if that's just because it's cheaper plastic, like softer plastic. It doesn't feel necessarily that much softer. Or if it's because there's, you know, just cheaper build quality. They do have their weapons, though. We'll pop 2 of those out here if I can do that here. Come on. Get the chuck on. There we go. So these are cute. These are going to be cute for like a little display, for sure. And honestly, less is not necessarily worse because, like I said, there is Mikey with his nunchucks there. Less is not always worse because, like I said, I have the Baby Turtle Leo playset and I have the Donatello basketball playset, and neither of them are complete because all these little pieces get lost very easily. So let's see if these actually will fold up and actually let me store them all in the head nicely, or if this is going to be another issue of we're going to have a crap ton of lost pieces. There are instructions. I did not read them, so it's highly possible that that is part of why I'm so bad at this. But let's see if I can just kind of throw all this together and close this head and see if we can actually get this to... I think it will. I think a wrap is sticking out. This will hold all of the pieces if you do it right. I'm just trying to do it quick for the video, but I think definitely that if you get all of this together properly, that it should actually work, which is nice. It is nice. You can have all the stuff. Let me free Raphael here. I feel bad for him. Get all the stuff in and have a self-contained playset, which is really nice. I kind of wish it had like a belt, a way to hook onto the belt like Mighty Max used to. Let's look at the Leonardo one really quick, because it's got a little bit of a different action feature here. I really do want to see if we can't get into right quick here. Because these are going to be about the same, I think, in terms of build quality and things like that. But just real quick, I want to get off on this and look at this here. Yeah, but look at that. Look at the detail on that. We would have killed for something that looked this detailed, you know, when we were kids. And I think that's super cool. But we've got this missile. We have this missile here. This dumpster missile, which actually has, like, actual garbage stickers in here, which is super cool. Back in the day, this would have been spring-loaded. And I think for safety reasons, it's not. It's flick, so you just kind of, like, you're supposed to just be able to flick it, and it launches. But it's not. It's really stuck in there. That does... I don't... Ow, it hurts. You really have to... There we go. You really have to put a lot of effort into that. Like, the other thing I kind of wish is that they were more unique in the type of playset that they were, since both of these, they both have, like, the skate ramp. They both have, like, the skating, like, the skate motif in there, which is fine. Like, they're based off the Tales of the TMNT, where they do a little bit more teenage stuff, which is really nice. I always like to see that in the Turtles. Then we've got Donnie and Leo. I did notice in the package that Donatello, he's got, like, the molding for his headphones on here. You can see, like, right below his neck. And I kind of wish they were painted. I might have to have my girlfriend try to help me paint those. She does some customs and stuff with Mini-Mates. There's Donnie, and there is Leo, and everything is falling over. Yeah, it looks like these do plug in. They will hold a lot nicer. You just have to find where they plug in. Just kind of get those to stay. It is pretty cool, honestly. This thing is pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I'm not going to lie. These are pretty cool little things. Like, if you can get them for cheap, I don't think it's a bad thing to get them for cheap. I think that it may be a lot to ask for full price on these things. So I'm trying to get the katanas out, and they are just not wanting to pop out here. They're taped in here really well. There are katana and the bow staff. But yeah, like these are not a bad clearance purchase. If you've got the spare cash and you just want something cool. This is like the first merch I actually have from Mutant Mayhem, that line. So yeah, there's Leo with his katana. It's backwards. I don't care. And Donnie with his bow staff is incoming. There we go. It's really hard to get him. He actually can't hold the bow staff with 2 arms because of the movement there. But you know what? It is what it is. These are pretty cool. And I think that especially for little kids who this is designed for, this is designed for little kids, and we have to remember that. I think this will be a lot of fun for a little kid to really like let their imagination run wild and have these kind of connect and have 2 really cool little play sets so they can take around and put in a backpack or something like that. And that's who these are for. These are for kids, so just let kids be kids, and these will look really good on my shelf. So I'm not disappointed that I got these. And guys, if you enjoy what I do here, make sure you do all the YouTube stuff. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you never miss a video, and I will see you guys next time on the next Teenage Mutant Ninja Thursdays. Bye!